Today I'm going to show you how to make an origami heart. With Mother's Day right around the corner, this is the perfect craft to prepare. So to make your origami hearts, you're going to need a piece of construction paper if you don't have origami paper. And if you would like to, you could also use some scissors, a glue stick, or any glue will work, and you can also add to it by using some markers. So if you're starting with a piece of construction paper or any other paper that isn't already the shape of a square like origami paper is, we'll turn our piece of paper into a square. So to do that, you're going to take the bottom left corner and you're just going to fold it across the page until you line up the edges. And from there, once you get it nice and straight, you're going to create your crease just by pressing down. Now for this particular origami piece, you're going to want to make sure your creases are very defined. So I'm going to use my nails to really get that down there. Now to create the square, all I'm going to do is cut off this excess right here. So I'm just going to use the line that I see created by my paper, and I'm going to follow that with my scissors, and this will give me a very nice square shape. If you're unsure about that line being straight, you could also trace it using a pencil or a marker and then cut that line. So now I've got my square. Now, as I mentioned, you want those creases to be really defined. So make sure this crease is nice and tight, and then you're going to open it up and you're going to create a second crease going across the other way. So I'm going to take the bottom of my paper, line it back up corner to corner, and I'm going to press down and really get a nice crease. I'm going to use my nails here as well so that I can see that line. So now when I open up my paper, I can see those 4 lines really well, okay? So to get started with my heart, I'm going to lay my paper down in the shape of a diamond. So the points are at the top and the bottom. The long ways are at the top and bottom. And then I'm going to take my top piece, so from the very top, and I'm going to fold it right down to this middle line. And I'm going to try to match up the line in the center of my triangle up top to the line that's right at the middle of my folded piece. That's why it's so important to have those creases, because you're going to use those to help you follow the whole time. So once my top piece is folded, I'm going to take my bottom point, and I'm going to fold it all the way to the top, not to the middle, but all the way up to the top. And again, I'm going to line up those lines, and I'm going to fold them nice and tight, okay? So now we've got this shape. So now I'm going to go to the right, and I'm going to take my right piece, and I'm going to fold it up at an angle so that this straight line right here matches up to the crease in the middle. So I'm going to cut across, and I'm going to match up those lines just like that. And then I'm going to fold that nice and tight. You can already kind of see, the top piece of your heart coming along. So I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. I'm going to take that corner, I'm going to fold it up so the middle matches up to the center line, just like that, and then I'm going to fold that down as well. So now you can see the beginnings of our heart. All right, now let's make this heart a little smoother, not so pointy. So I'm going to turn my heart over onto its back, and now I'm going to make my rounded edges. So you're going to take one of the points at the top of your heart, and you're just going to fold it back to where it's going to meet the folded paper that's already there. So you have that edge, and you're just going to fold it down so it meets. And you're going to use that line, that crease that we've been using this whole time, to tell you where center is, okay? So we've got that small triangle there. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to fold that top piece back, line up the lines so they're nice and straight. Make sure that point is touching the folded part of the bottom of your heart. There we go. And that's ready to go. We're going to do the same thing with the edges as well. So we're going to fold those in, and I like to use the edge where these 2 corners meet. I use that as my imaginary line that I'm going to follow. So I'm going to just note where that's at, and I'm going to fold my triangle right over to that line, just like that. So I've got a tiny little triangle that got pointed up. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna look at where those corners meet, use that as my imaginary line, and I'm gonna fold that up as well. All right, make sure these are nice and creased. Run them with my nails. And there you go. And when you turn it over, you've got your heart. You've got your beautiful origami heart all folded and ready to go. Now, personally, I like to glue the pieces down. That way my heart stays nice and flat. So that's where I'm gonna take my glue stick or any other glue that you have, and I'm just going to put some in those back pieces. This isn't an exact science. You can just kind of rub it back there, fold your heart down. Same thing on this side, rub it across the back. I don't want to completely unfold it unless I go back and fold it. And then I'm gonna glue down these little tiny triangles as well, just so that they stay. Now, glue sticks don't work the best with construction paper, so you might want to put a little bit of weight on it while it's drying, or just keep pressing down so that it stays. Eventually it will. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more time with the glue stick. And there you go, you've got your heart. So your heart is nice, it's done. And the last thing that I love to do with these origami hearts is give them a really pretty border. So I'm gonna get my white piece of paper that I can draw on, just so that I don't draw on my white dusk. And I'm gonna choose a color, any color will do. Of course, you can match up your colors. And then I'm just gonna draw a really pretty border, just going all the way around my heart. Gives it a little bit of definition, and if you wanted to use, your mom's favorite colors, you could definitely do that. If you made a white heart, you could, outline it with her favorite color. And once you've got all of those corners, or all the straight edges, the straight lines traced, then you're done. You're all done. So it just gives it a little bit of definition. Now this heart can be used in so many ways. You could glue it to the front of your Mother's Day card. It could be your Mother's Day card. You could write right on it. And that's pretty much it. You've got your origami heart. And I made a couple different ones because I wanted them to be in all kinds of different colors. All the favorite colors of all of the amazing women in my life. And there you go. You've got your origami hearts. I hope you had fun. If at any point you need to go back, please do rewind the video and watch it again. You can always pause along the way as well. All right. Hope you have fun. Bye.